Alright, so Spirit decided to cut me a little break today. Told me I was only going to use 2 decks instead of the normal 3 or 4 for this, because I'm a day late. We're talking about the Aries last quarter moon, and of course, with the Aries last quarter moon, we pulled some fiery cards. The Father of Wands, which is a fire element card, and orange calcite, which is a solar energy card. So the basic gist of this, and we got to think about this in terms of what we're building up to, like Spirit was like, take it easy right now because it's about to be a whole big thing coming up with the new moon in Cancer, and it's a lunar eclipse, and then there's going to be the solar eclipse that follows. So it's about to be a lot of energy come next week. So this week we just got to stay focused on these particular things. So right now is really just asking you about where are you focusing your energy. We finally have made it into what really feels like summer. The beginning of summer was beginning of Cancer season and the equinox. And so we have this push of energy, and now is the time to direct it. So with the Father of Wands, what we're talking about is exactly that, directing your energy. If you can see it, it's got this little lightning bolt that's hitting his wand, and it's the king cobra, so it's giving you that king or royal energy, not necessarily, king, queen, whatever you want to be, but the King of Wands is specifically like the active masculine energy. So this is like owning your creativity and really knowing how to propel it in a way that is functional for you, and owning your creative energy. Your kundalini energy is like the snake symbolism gives you, your sacral chakra. What are you investing your energy in? Your sacred, sexual, biological energy, not necessarily who are you having sex with. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about your sexual energy. That's what drives you to do everything. And this is speaking to you being very clear about that and very understanding about what you want to invest your energy in. And the question is, are you directing it in the right way, or are you getting fiery and you're just popping off for the sake of popping off? Because that's also a possibility. But the more directed you can get and the more creative that you can get in one particular vein, and or whatever it is that you find interesting currently, and whatever gives you the juice that you need in order to do the things that you need to do over this summer, really focus your energy. Try to put it in the right place, as I'm trying to do. I'm really overwhelmed by how much that I want to accomplish and the limited amount of hours in a day to do it, plus trying to focus on my health and take care of that. So this is really asking you to get good boundaries, protect yourself. Don't just go frivolously throwing your energy down any old path, because right now we really got to focus. There's a lot of stuff on our plate, 30 years until the planet's uninhabitable for humans, potentially, maybe sooner, maybe a little longer, who knows? It depends on how we choose to do things in the next 30 years. That's a specific time limit. We really got to think about where we're directing our energy, because everything that we do, every choice that we make affects future generations. So we don't have time to waste. We gotta really think about this, and we have to really act accordingly. So this card particularly is speaking to that action. Act accordingly. What are you doing? What are you aligned with? Who are you aligned with? How are you focusing your energy? How are you utilizing it? It's very important. The orange calcite, this is a card about, this is a cleansing stone. I think it's one of these stones that doesn't really accumulate negative energy. It just is used for cleansing and for uplifting the mood. This is really talking about how are you getting your energy right? How are you protecting yourself? And how can this stone help protect you? And how can you find the joy in your life so that you're not just weighed down by the facts of children in imprisonment and people being murdered and fascism on the rise and global colonization that is really destroying us from the inside out, and white supremacy. I mean, there's infinite, but that's not what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about is orange calcite and how we find the joy. And things that I find joy in, even though it's hard making these videos, is the fact that it's helpful for me and it's helpful for other people. Because, I mean, primarily I'm pulling these cards because it's helpful for me. But in sharing it, I get to share this positive message with other people, and we can all get on the same page. And it's an Aries Aries last quarter moon. So we really gotta, it's giving us that fire. It's giving us that push that we need, because something tells me a Cancer lunar eclipse new moon probably not going to be the easiest thing to wade through, you know? And then we're coming up on a Mercury retrograde. That's another thing that we're going to have to wade through. So really, really right now, if you can get centered with what brings you joy and start integrating that more into your life and start giving yourself the life that is like the sun. It gives us all life. It gives plants life. It gives the earth biologically life. So how can you give yourself a shot of life? What is it that you need? Because everybody's different. Everybody needs different things, but it can get down to the super basics of just like everybody needs water, everybody needs food, everybody needs to integrate themselves to some extent with nature. It can really dramatically change your life to just take off some clothes and go stand in the sun if you can get an opportunity to do that. Get on a rooftop and just get a little vitamin D in your life, and then you realize that it actually does something tremendous for your mood. So I'm really seeing between these two cards, plus the synchronicity of the colors in here, that right now, let's just focus on where we're putting our energy and what brings us joy, because we're gonna need that energy and that joy to carry us through all of the choices and all of the hard things that we're going to have to do over the next however amount of time we're here on this planet. So with that, I will see you for the eclipses, and we'll see how that goes.